Hey everybody, Jennifer Kofer, Bluebird Nest Organizing out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, and I'm here to talk to you guys about labeling today for organizing. Ever since the pandemic started, people are spending more time at home and they're focusing more on getting their house in order and doing a lot of organizing, which includes labeling. Labeling can actually get depending on where you get your labels, the cost can really add up. But today I'm going to show you how to make labels in a very simple way. It's very cost effective and they're easily removed or exchangeable. You can easily make another one. All of these labels that I'm going to show you are just cents, cost cents on the dollar to make. So I'm very excited about that. So let's go ahead and get started. Everything that I'm going to be showing you today is labeling techniques that I use in my own home, which is where we are today. And I'm just going to show you a few of the things that I have here. I have this nice storage container up in my office, and I keep my pens and highlighters and markers and things in here. But you can see on my, I have each drawer individually labeled with some stickers here. And I also have this basket up by our front door. It's kind of a catch-all. I can throw my car keys, masks, whatnot in here as soon as I come in the house. And it just have a little label on here that just says Jennifer. And then I also have up in our front closet, and it's now winter here in Minnesota, but I have a couple of these bins on a shelf up in my front entryway. This one actually says Jennifer's Mittens. I have one for hats, scarves, whatever. But I just have a nice little label on here so I can easily open that door, look up, and see the bin that I want to grab something out of. So I'm going to show you, everybody, how to make these labels today in a very cost-effective way. I'm going to show you some of the supplies that I have to do this. I actually have a paper cutter. I prefer to use this for myself just to be more precise than scissors and eyeballing it. I have these very nice labels that I bought from Amazon. I can put a link down in my comments section. You can get 175 of these labels in one packet for $11.95. So 175 labels for less than $12, so that's about 7 cents a label. And I also am a big fan of using index cards, just plain index cards. You can get these, a pack of 100, maybe Target or Walmart. A pack of 100 of these is about $1 as well. So what I actually do, and I'm going to show you this in just a minute, but I fold these in half a lot of times to make my labels. So I'm actually getting 200 of these labels for less than $1 when I make them using that technique. One other thing that you can utilize is you can get cardstock. I bought a pack of just cardstock on Amazon. I got 250 sheets for less than $10. I think it was $9.95. I can actually make eight labels using one of these sheets. So that's going to give me, out of that one pack, 2,000 labels for less than $10. So that's something else that I use if I want just kind of a brighter white for my labeling. But most of the time, I'll be honest with you guys, I find these index cards, you can get 100 for less than $1. I find those to be very easy for me to use, and it's just simple. Okay, so I also have a P-Touch Brother labeling system. I've had this one forever. And as far as the printing out, they have the cartridges. There's 3 different kinds of cartridges that I use for myself. I have black ink on white. That really stands out so you can easily read it. There's black ink on clear. And one of my new favorites is you can get white ink on clear. White ink on clear is really going to show up nice on these black labels, and it's going to give you a more finished look. So I have that. So that's my P-Touch labeler system that I've had forever. Another very inexpensive thing that I use is clothespins. So clothespins, you can also get 100 of these also for $1. So you're starting to get the idea, I can make a label for generally about 10 cents. Where some places you may go to shop and you're gonna if you're gonna buy labels, you're gonna maybe pay $10 for 3 labels. So what I'm showing you guys here today is a very cost-effective way of labeling all of your home organization needs. And like I said, this is everything that I do in my own home, even as a professional organizer, okay? So let's get started, and I'm going to show you how I made those examples that I showed you earlier. So just for this, for simple labeling on like Sterilite or Rubbermaid plastic, I just simply decide what I want to label the bin, and I can open this pack, and I want to show you guys the nice thing about these labels chalk labels that I got from Amazon. There's a couple really nice things about this package, and like I said, I'm going to put this down in the link in the comments section. But the nice thing about these 375 labels come in this pack, but they're all different sizes. You know, there's really large size, and there's actually a couple sheets of each. There's 4 of the really large size, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the very large size. So there's that. And then you're going to go down. There's some smaller, some medium-sized ones, and then they're going to get smaller. And they have all of these cute designs. It's not just the same label. Some of them have beveled edges, round, just really cute designs. Okay, so there's a lot that comes in this package of 175 labels for about $12. And the set also comes with 2 chalk markers as well. So if you want to write down the labels yourself, maybe you don't have a P-Touch label maker, you have the option to use these labels that come in this chalk marker kit. There's yellow and there's white. So there's that. So if I was going to label this, I would just simply take one of these stickers. This is actually a used sheet that I have from earlier, and I would just simply take one of these chalk markers, and I can open this with my scissors that I have here. I can open it, and you want to just shake these markers up really well, and then sometimes you just have to press down. Let's see, what size do I have on there now? I could probably use one of these little round ones. So let's just say I wanted to relabel this bottom one that says pens. So I can just take one of these stickers and I can write down, I should have tested this a little bit earlier, so I'm just going to shake it a little bit more. And come on, work with me, work with me. Okay, so it might take a minute for this to get going. All right. Oh, here it comes. So I'm just going to write in my own handwriting. I'm going to write pens, okay? And I am going to, let's just say we're going to stick this on the other side. Okay, so we can easily, it's probably not straight because I'm doing this where I can't see it because I'm trying to show the camera as well. But so that's labeled as pens. But let's just say, oh, you know, we don't like it, we don't like the way that it turned out. We can easily just not only can we just take the sticker off, but we can actually take I just have a wet wipe. I can write or just wipe the chalk off. I can dry it. Just going to use my shirt here for convenience sake. And let's just say I wanted to just rewrite it. Pens. And I can just, it's a little bit wet when you first do it, so just be a little bit careful, and I'm just going to make sure it's a little bit centered on there. And then I can do that going all the way up. So in this example, what I did is I put those nice chalk, cute little labels all the way down one side and used my P-Touch label maker, but that's one thing that you can do. So that's one example of how to make a very inexpensive sticker or a label for your organizing needs. So let's just say now that I have this basket, the way that I did this label, let's just say, so it's empty now, I want to turn it around, I just want to start using it for my dog. My dog's name is Charlie. If anybody knows me, they know how close and I am to my dog, and they're probably not surprised she's going to get her very own basket by the front door. So anyway, what I would do to make this particular label, but now for my little dog, I would take either one of these index cards, just plain index cards. I would now fold this in half. I actually have two here. I would fold this in half, and I would try and make it even as much as you can. If you're particular about it, just try and make it even, and then I would just take a pair of scissors and I would cut it in half. Okay, and then I would just simply take one of these stickers and I would just stick it on right on an appropriate size sticker from the variety that come in the package. So now I have this sticker here. So we can write on this. We can write Charlie's name on here with the chalk marker that came in the kit. So now it says Charlie. So what we can do is we can take one of those clothespins that I showed you guys earlier. Once again, you can get 100 of these for $1. We can take this and we can just put it right on here using one of those clothespins. Doesn't that look nice? It looks nice, and it's very inexpensive to make. Another thing that I did, what you can do is on the other side, what I did is I didn't use the clothespin because my hand was hitting this when I was throwing my car keys and whatnot in here. But I just made the same label and I used a glue gun instead to secure that on there. So if I didn't want to use a clothespin on this side, I would glue that on utilizing my glue gun. And also if I did not want to write on here, if I didn't like my handwriting, once again, I could use my P-Touch label maker and I can choose the color of the ink and then the backing that is with my label maker. I mean, there's those 3 cartridges that I have to choose from, so I have a really good variety. But let's just set this here to the side for the minute. So my dog now has her own nicely labeled bin. So this last one that I showed you, where this is for myself, I keep this up in the front closet for my hats and mittens. But let's just say once again that we want to change this out. It's summer. I want to change this to having maybe my dog's leashes and maybe shampoo and stuff in here. So we're going to make a new label for this. And the way that I did that is I'm just going to set this to the side for a minute. There's a couple different ways that you can easily make a very inexpensive label. So utilizing the similar technique that I showed you earlier, what we could do is for that size bin, you might want to make a larger label, okay? So what I would do is I would take one of my index cards, or I could cut that stock paper again to a larger size. I could just take one of these, but now I would choose a larger label from that variety pack that came with that 175. So let's just choose this one. And I'm just going to stick this right on the index card. And once again, I can take my chalk marker from the kit and I can write Charlie on here. Maybe put a little heart because I love her so much. And we can bring the basket back. I can put this on here and I can secure it with this. Whoop. Not secured very well unless I'm looking at it. Bear with me, folks. I could just secure it right on there. But so now we have, Charlie has her new basket for stuff that she uses in the summertime. But let's just say I didn't like my handwriting on there. Once again, I could just easily take my little wet wipe and I could wipe it off. I could dry it. I could start again, but let's just say I didn't want to use my handwriting altogether. I could use my P-Touch label maker that I have here. I did. Let's just turn this on and we'll pop out another label for Charlie, but this time we are going to do the label that has black writing on white. Black writing on white that's really effective for labeling because it stands out. I am just going to cut the tail off here and get rid of these little end pieces. And I'm going to put this right in the center. Try and center it as best I can. And then I would, once again, I could clip this on here. So that's with the P-Touch label maker. If you didn't want to use the clothespins again, you could easily use a glue gun and just center this right on here. But it gives a nice finished look, very professional, not very much money, okay? So if I even want to get fancier, because Charlie's pretty spoiled, so what we could do is we could actually make, for those of you who are more crafty, I have some dog appropriate craft paper here from Scrapbooking. It says, I love my dog, favorite, pampered, companion, dog's toys, whatnot. I can use this as a backing, okay? So I can cut that to the right size, which I'll do here in a minute. And I actually have some other Scrapbooking cardstock in a different color, so I'm going to try and make this one a little bit more fancy. But I'm still going to use my little index card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this paper. I'm going to cut this so this is 5 by 3.5. Okay, so I have this size, all right. And I am going to cut this backing paper so it's a little bit smaller. Let's see, so I can cut this. Well, actually, I'm actually going to cut this just in half. So this is 6.5, so I'm going to do 3 3.25. Let's see if that turned out. So I can cut this. It's the borders, you really can't see the borders. So I'm actually going to cut this blue paper a little bit smaller. Right now it's at 4.5. So I'm going to cut that down, let's just say maybe 3. Okay, so that looks nice. What I can do is then I can take, I actually have utilized these Tombow adhesive strips. It's just like a tape, you can run it. So I am going to just simply place that on here on the nice fun dog themed backing. And then what I could do is I can take my little half of an index card and I can use my little Tombow again and put that on here. So now we just have a more creative way of doing a backing for a label, all right? Very fun, very colored, very appropriate if we are going to be doing this for Charlie. And then what I can do is I can take another one of my labels, maybe one of my smaller ones I want to use, one with the beveled edges. I'm going to put this on here in the center. And then I actually popped her out a printed, I used the white on the clear backing from my P-Touch labeler. So I'm just going to remove the adhesive strips. And I am going to put that right in the chalk marker. All right, so then once again we're going to take our, see how nice that turned out? So we can just clip this right on here using our clothespin, or if I wanted to, I could use my glue gun and just glue that right on there. So that's a fun little label. So those are the easy, very inexpensive ways that I label everything in my own house. And I hope that helped everybody. Don't be afraid of labeling or think that you need to perfect this or it needs to be perfect, because these are removable. You can easily take the stickers off, take them off, create another one, maybe do something more fun or try it again. But you can do this not only for that reason, but it's also very inexpensive and you're not going to spend a lot of money. So that's all I have to show you for today. Once again, I hope everybody's doing well, and thanks for watching the video, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much.